these new immigration policies concerning immigrants. It affects student visa, it affects health and care visa, skilled worker visa, spousal visa, and lots more. And I thought to come live and make a video about it because obviously I am unable to schedule a time where I would make the video, edit it, and all of that, when I can just go live and even have the opportunity to talk to any of you who would like to talk. And that's why this video is happening. Also, I realized that not everyone understands the big grammar that they just put out there, because when I was reading it, I realized that a lot of people were confused about, like, what do these people want? What are these people saying? So I said, you know what, we'll go live. Now, I know that some people may be watching this as a replay, and that's okay. The main purpose of this is for people that want to maybe ask some questions or just to talk to me. They can have the opportunity. So now I would be breaking everything down. The way I will start by stating it paragraph by paragraph. We would analyze it. Then, of course, I'll give my opinion, and you can type anything in the comment section if you have any question, if you have your opinions, if you want to say anything, you are free to do so. So without much ado, let's start. Oh, I'm not going to introduce myself, but you already know me. My name is Ada, and I'm also known as Thelegalpepper. So now the first paragraph, we'll be going paragraph by paragraph. I have my book here in case you're wondering why I'm looking down. So the UK government plans to slash migration levels such that around 300,000 people that were able to come into the UK last year would be unable to. The meaning of that is, last year about 300k people came in, and now they want to do a drastic cut. Like, they want to cut a lot of things. So in the coming year, they don't want lots of migrants to be here. That's just, I think that's pretty straightforward. The next paragraph states that the plan is to end the high number of dependents coming into the UK, and they will do this by obviously banning the number of dependents coming, and also increasing the minimum salaries that a dependent can come in with. I would explain that as we go on. Now, government plans to tighten the health and care visa by preventing people that are not in the UK coming with care visa from bringing in their dependents. This one is very laughable. So the government wants to prevent people coming in with the health and care visa from bringing in their dependents. It just does not even make any sense, because in the Home Secretary's introduction to this law, because at this point it's no longer a bill, this is something that has been passed. In his address, he said, we need a lot of NHS staff, we need more healthcare professionals. So how convenient is it for the UK government to say they need healthcare staff, they need these professionals, so you should come to the UK, but don't come along with your family. Like, make it make sense. How convenient. Don't worry, we'll still keep going on. Then also they said that care firms need to be registered with the Care Quality Commission, the CQC, before they are able to issue out COS. Now, obviously, with that, we know that, okay, let me not say we know that, but basically, the idea of that is to tighten the amount of people that are being issued COS. So for you to get COS with the care visa, your organization must have been regulated by the Care Quality Commission. So to me, that is actually fair. That makes sense, because they're trying to ensure the integrity of their country. So another one is, they claim that majority of the people that came in through care visa this year did not work, but they made use of public services. This one is a very Very, very, very big lie, and that's my opinion. Because you can call international students, you can call immigrants anything, but you cannot call us lazy. Like, you cannot use the word lazy to describe us. You cannot say we do not work, because most immigrants, most international people that come to this country work their asses off. So I found it quite shocking that the UK government is saying that most people that came in with this visa, they do not work, but they make use of the services. Unless the government is expecting children to work. But if you're referring to adults, a lot of immigrants actually work. Let's leave that. Next paragraph, they said, from next spring, the skilled workers visa, like anyone getting the skilled workers visa, would need to have a job that pays them. Sorry, this part just made me laugh, because if I don't laugh, I will cry. The person has to have a job that pays them £38,700 annually, as against the initial £26,200. Besties, what do you think about this? Just drop it in the chat box. Let me hear your thoughts, because I found this one extremely ridiculous. Like, if you just don't want us to come to your country again, just say it, because you're already saying it. You're just using style. Because how can you say that anyone coming on a skilled workers visa has to have £38,700 annually? My first question is, how many jobs give you £38,700 annually as a starter? How many jobs? Even jobs that are high on the shortage list, they don't even pay that high. For instance, how much is a band 5 nurse earning annually? How much? Even me, social worker, how much is a newly qualified social worker earning? How much? So I'm trying to understand the job. Obviously, there are jobs that pay £38,000 and above, quite all right, but those jobs are they are the exceptions. They are not the rule. So this particular one just obviously shows how obvious the UK government are to just cut down on immigration, because if they're saying that you have to have £38,700, then it's literally going to be like 1 in 10 people that will be able to get this skilled workers visa, or maybe 2 in 10, because it's ridiculous. Not only that, people that come in with the spousal visa, their spouse has to have this £38,700 annually. Let me break it down. You know, when maybe an international student or an immigrant gets married or is in a civil partnership with a British citizen, now they are saying for you to be on the spousal visa or the family visa, you your spouse has to have a job paying the £38,700 annually. How many British citizens earn that amount annually? So that means if you are going to be on a spousal visa with a British citizen, or with someone that has settled ground here, he or she has to be an odogu. So it's not just someone that does not have, like, you have to have about £38,700 and above, which is ridiculous. Next paragraph. It said the number of occupations on the shortage list will be reduced. So on this channel, I have done a video on occupations on the shortage list, and they are saying they are going to even reduce that. Obviously, when you reduce that, it affects migration. Also, They used to give this 20% discount for people that have jobs on the shortage lists. They said from spring of 2024, that would be like shut down. Now, bear in mind that there is no particular date for all of these policies, but they keep saying spring of 2024. Now, spring starts from 20th of March to 21st of June, but right now, no one knows the exact dates for any of that. So obviously, before I go on, my advice to anyone that wants to bring independent or just if you've been postponing the process, you've been procrastinating, tighten your seatbelt, bring in your people if you need to right now, because from spring, we don't know the exact date, but it's from spring, those things will be shut down. Now, the one that was very heartbreaking, that in fact, a lot of people I know since yesterday, their heart has not come down. They said the graduate visa route will be reviewed. So they've not told us what they would do. They've just said it will be reviewed, which is very nerve-wracking to say the least, because the graduate visa route is a very important one for a lot of immigrants, because most times when you're done with your studies, it's not easy at all to get a job that will sponsor you. Now, getting this post-study visa will give you the opportunity to have at least 2 years to get yourself together and know what you're doing, whether or not you're trying to leave the UK, because of course you can do that, or whether you're trying to get a job that will sponsor you. So now they've said they are going to be reviewing that policy, and no one knows what that means. It's still, I don't know, you don't know, so that's still there, but that's quite But this video is not to make anyone scared, because when you are scared, you won't even be thinking right. But what I would say is, it's important for anyone that needs to make any move to start making the move now. If you know that you're done with your studies and you need to get your post-study visa, please start it now. Just start it. Because these people, you can sleep and wake up, they've changed policies. And I think that's something that is very scary about the UK government. Extremely scary. You will sleep, you wake up, you're not even safe, unless if you have a settled stay. So let's still move on. There are still so many other policies that they've mentioned. Obviously, we know that dependent of students on a student visa would be restricted from January 2024. I'm choking already. These people are making me choke. Sorry. So obviously we know that from January 2024, dependents have restriction. We also know that you cannot switch from your student visa to any other visa without finishing your studies. So we know all of that. Now, they said the government, the UK government, is focused on prioritizing their back to work plan. Now, their back to work plan is a plan where they want to encourage British citizens to go back to work and leave benefits, which I find very laughable, because even listening to James Cleverly, the new Home Secretary, we were rejoicing when the former secretary left. Now we found another one. And something that I found quite laughable was when he was saying that this policy would obviously cut down on migration and it would help British citizens, because he painted the picture like it's immigrants that are the ones affecting the employment opportunities or the salaries of British citizens, which I find very laughable, because check organizations, check our hospitals, check places, you will see that it is immigrants. Like, you will see that even British citizens, most of, like, how many of them truly want to do the work? How many? And these people want to benefit from the talent of immigrants, but in return, what would immigrants be getting? Because another policy that they also stated is that IHS fee, which was formerly £624, would be increased to £1,035 annually. And their proposal is that this would give the UK government about £1.3 billion yearly. The way these people want to build mansion on our heads, like, it's so funny. Like, it is just so funny. So the idea is to do that. But one thing I realized with these their policies, is that it was not well thought out at all. Because if you are saying, if you are on a care visa, don't bring in your dependents, which is what they are saying. If you are saying, if you want to be on a skilled workers visa or a spousal visa, there will be so many restrictions, you have to do this and do that. How many people would pay this IHS fee? Because one thing is, people act like immigrants are the cause of the UK government's problem, but it's still immigrants' money that is holding the system. It is immigrants' money holding the system. Now, in all of this, especially the £38,700 annual salary pertaining to skilled workers visa, the exception is people on health and care visa, as well as people on national pay scales, such as teachers. This is funny. So you're saying, before you go on a skilled workers visa, you must get a job that pays you at least £38,700 annually. But if you have like a care visa, like care work, you don't fall under that category. What does that tell you, besties? What does that tell you? Now, bear in mind that on this channel, I create content on interviews, I create career and lifestyle content, I create content on how to pass your care and support worker interview. But I also know that for some people, the care of support work is a means to an end. It's not their end. But with this policy, an implied implication is that lots of immigrants would move towards the care visa route, especially the ones that are single, because they don't need to come with their dependents. And since they don't have to have the salary of £38,700, then there are a lot of people being carers, being support workers. And there is nothing wrong in being a care worker or a support worker. It's a noble profession. However, I am seeing the handwriting on the wall. These people would rather have immigrants as care workers. They would rather have immigrants as support workers. They would rather have us on a certain level. Because when you say for you to get a skilled workers visa, you have to have more than £38,700, you've indirectly told us that we no get level. Unless for people that have really high paying jobs. Also, in fact, this does not just affect people that are married with families. This also affects single people, unless for single people that plan never to get married. Because if you're a single, the conclusion of this story is, student visa from January 2024, you have restrictions on how you can bring your dependents. Skilled workers visa from spring of 2024, you are not bringing your dependents. Also, for you to even get that visa, your salary has to be 38,700. This also applies to family visa. Now, for a single person, it may look like, oh, it doesn't affect me. It affects you. First of all, it affects you regarding skilled workers visa. It affects you regarding student visa. And it also affects you if you ever plan on getting married to anyone that is not in the UK. Because if you are single and maybe you are dating someone in your home country and you plan on bringing the person, you cannot. So UK, they want us to stay here. You will marry people that are, you must marry. It's so funny. It's not funny, but it's funny. I must still laugh. You must marry people that are here. You must, like, you can't do, you literally will do everything here, which is ridiculous. I keep saying that. I'm not yet done. Um, I'm done. So basically, the conclusion of all this is that the immigration policies are now, like, it's tougher now more than ever. It has been tough, but it just keeps being tough. And my advice to anyone is, see, I know that right now it's a lot of information. Even for me, it's a lot of information. I'm not even gonna lie, it's a lot. But try not to let fear seep into you, especially if you don't have a settled stay here yet. Try not to let fear. Just calm down, relax. If you can make plans from now till spring, please do. If your employer has promised you visa sponsorship, start the process immediately. Don't just say take word of mouth, because with this policy, the simple truth is that it would affect a lot of people, both those in the UK and those at home. It would affect a lot of people, and we have to do the best we can do for ourselves to ensure that we are protected. So that's just that. And regarding, obviously, like, I don't even know, this thing is, it's a lot of information to really navigate through. We are waiting to hear the conclusion about the post-study visa. I really hope, for the sake of a lot of people, that nothing touches that one, because it's going to affect a lot of people. But I would also say that people always say that, see, let's start looking beyond the UK, because the UK, they are now, it's not even there now, they've always been looking after their own interests, and that's quite selfish, but it is what it is, because we are the ones here, so they are looking after their own interest. And I feel, obviously, I said it earlier, the plan was not well thought out, because it will definitely backfire. Immigration sustains the UK government, it sustains it very well. And now, imagine a situation where fewer people are coming in, fewer dependents are here, fewer students, fewer everything. People will start moving to other parts of the world. There is Australia, there is Canada, there is the US. Now, obviously, there are other countries, there are non-English speaking countries, and people obviously have started looking away from the UK. So if that is an option for you, that is something you should also consider, because at this point, we just have to do what we can do. And I think that's it about, yeah, that's it about the policies. I don't think I've missed out on anything. Yeah, I've highlighted every other thing. So if you have any question, you can put it in the comment section. If after this live, maybe you're watching it as a replay, you can type it out. And also, I would like you to know, in case you do not know already, that I have a session where I call it the Ask Me Anything session, where you can have like 30 minutes of my time, personal, like it's just personalized, and whatever question you want me to ask, or whatever question you want to ask me and you want me to answer, you book and we talk. So I'll be linking that in the description box in case you want us to talk more about what this means for you particularly. But I just thought to come on here, break it down. Obviously, we still have lots of information that has not been settled yet, but this one is a law that will be coming in place by spring next year. So I just thought to come here, share with you, and I hope you've gained one or two things. If there are any confusion, just put it in the comment section. Let's talk. So thank you for coming to my live. Until I'll be dropping a video tomorrow. I think, yeah, tomorrow. So until next time, stay blessed, remain happy, and bye.